Hare Krishna, am I audible? Online room, please.
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible. Hare Krishna.
Is my audio clear? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, your audio is clear.
Okay. We are just beginning. Hare Krishna. Welcome. We are in Ishopanishad discussion in mantra 5 today. So last time we did mantra 4. Today we will continue for mantra 5. We will begin with prayers. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम् Hare Krishna. We will recite this first two mantras. It will be good practice. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Ishavasya Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha Magrida Kasya Svidhanam. Hare Krishna. So I hope all of you are also memorizing the meaning. In few days, maybe we will publish the shloka test. Okay, it's a simple, only 2 shlokas, which we are doing every class also, and you might be doing personally too. Along with that, you just have to know the meanings. Tell in your own words also you can tell, just that the entirety should be intact. So mantra 5 we are doing. So far in the Ishopanishad, we have seen the first part of Ishopanishad, which talks about the proprietorship of this entire world, specifically talking about Ishavasya Tattva. And we saw its benefits, its the laws, if one doesn't follow the mantra 3, all that we follow. We saw it. That was the first section. The next section of Ishopanishad, which is actually the middle section, having 5 shlokas, mantras 4 to 8. So mantra 4 and 5, actually this whole section is about knowing the Isha. The Isha who owns and controls, who is described in the first verse as how he controls, how he has made an order of peace, the peace order, world peace order for the jivas. So that is that Isha, the person who is following Ishavasya Tattva, he becomes curious to know about. That's when he is told the further knowledge in mantras 4 to 8. Mantra 4 to and 5 tell about what is the wrong way of knowing. Mantra 6 and 7 tell about what is the right way of knowing. And mantra 8 describes a little of an introduction to him in terms of some qualities. Okay, so we saw mantra 4. You may recollect mantra 4 of how there was description about how the Supreme Lord is inconceivable. He cannot be known by one's mind and intelligence, the Anumana and Pratyaksha Pramanas. And there was also description about his energies. Primarily 3. Any remember? Marginal. The 3 energies. So those 3 energies, he can transform one energy into other because it is all his energies. So that also we saw. And then we saw about a little about how a jiva should rightly use mind and intelligence. The mind and intelligence is rightly used in the sense of taking initiative. You may remember this word we saw last time. Initiative means you take some lead in doing certain activity. So jivas in this world are, especially human beings, are karma asaktas. They are wanting to do activities. They just can't keep quiet. Even those who say that we don't want to act or lazy, they themselves are also acting, at least mentally. So, karma asakta. That is the strong tendency of a jiva in this world. Unless he rises to spiritual knowledge, he will obviously have interest to do some activities which will give them some happiness. That's called karma asakta. And so they have to be told the right actions. So how to do it? We saw that one should engage their nature of initiative taking, following the will of the Lord. We saw that in the very last section of mantra 4. You may recollect that example of the mridanga I told. You remember that? Prabhupada's story about the disciple of Prabhupada who invented mridanga. And did I tell that? No?
Yeah, you told me.
Do you others remember?
Yes, Prabhu, you told fiber
Yes,
mridanga.
Fiber or some disciple of Prabhupada, he came ahead. He wanted to please Prabhupada and he was asking, how can I please you? Then Prabhupada told, how do you want to please Krishna? So Prabhupada kept asking him, you desire how you want to please Krishna. So spiritual life is ultimately a voluntary expression of loving and serving Krishna. It should come voluntarily. That's why Krishna also doesn't force. The forced love is actually not love. Krishna wants us to love him voluntarily. So we should know how to use our mind and intelligence in proper manner. So there is Prabhupada talked about how one should play the part designated to him. One should follow the will of the Lord. That is the way to perfection. Basically, he was also stressing the last statement about it. That is, one can know him by adopting the submissive attitude, submissive service attitude that we saw. I hope you all recollect this part. Huh? So now we'll move to mantra number 5. Okay. So let me skip this thing here. We'll move the document into size. Visible? Yeah. One minute, I'll do this. I will miss the track here. I cannot see it. Huh? Yeah. So so we are now seeing the mantra number 5. So is this visible? Yeah, I hope the online devotees are also. Well, huh? Clear? Yeah. Okay, so we are reading mantra 5. Tadechati tannaijati taddure tadvantike tadantarasya sarvasya tadu sarvasyasya bahyatah. So the shloka, mantra 5, has that repeated usage of the word tat. The word tat means one who was addressed in the very first shloka as Isha. It will always refer to that. So tat means that. So ejati means to walk. Na ejati means not walk. So that walks, that does not walk. Tat dure, tat antike. So tad dure, tad antike. It's far and also it is near. That is far, that's near. Tad antarasya sarvasya. It is inside everything. Tad u sarvasyasya bahyata. It is outside of everything. So it is one object which is addressed, but the qualities addressed are all opposite. This is called contradiction. Opposite qualities. How a person is also at the same time walking and not walking, far and near, inside and outside. And so that kind of a description is called contradictive description, mutually opposite description. In Sanskrit, it's called virodhabhas. Virodhabhas. Like Narasimha was also described, he has the great anger. At the same time, he is having great affection. That is Bahir Narasimha. Huh? Yeah. Yes. So the same person has opposite quality. In this world, it's very hard to see. If one has one quality, it naturally goes into the other person. Means if one is angry, like sometime you will express this, you will experience. Like it could be that we are angry with the outside situation, maybe in a company or school or college. And when we come and meet at home, our family people, we express that anger. But the Lord has wonderful quality of mutually opposite qualities blended so well. We will see that how. And this is not humanly possible. This is in fact not logically possible. So what we saw was a behavioral example, but here it's like he's far and he's near. It is not even objectively possible. Is it not? How can an entity be at a one time at two places? How can an entity be walking and not walking at the same time? Inside and outside, far and near. So that is logically also not possible. So what is going to be proved is that God is beyond logic. God is beyond the mundane calculation or estimation. So that's why the first the line, I think we read this.
Yes.
Did we read it? Page 34. Oh, we did we do the Saguna Nirguna? Or the DTs, iconoclasts? Did we do that?
Only the first paragraph.
Only the first paragraph. Maybe we'll just quickly see the highlighted parts and we'll take ahead. Okay. So the translation is like this: the Supreme Lord walks and does not walk. He's far and he's near as well. He's within everything and he's outside of everything. Now the purport starts, the first premise which Prabhupada wants to explain is that the supreme absolute truth is inconceivable. Achintya. You might have, in our own discussion, we have heard this word achintya in the previous class. What is achintya? Achintya bheda is a different philosophy. I'm just talking about achintya. What is achintya? Beyond
Achintya, Avichintya is inconceivable. Basically.
inconceivable. Okay. Okay. Beyond one's chintan. Chintan, not chinta, chintana. Chintana means one's contemplation, one's understanding. You know? Like we do chintana, that is, we contemplate or delve into some subject matter. But he is beyond that kind of a intellectual delving or contemplation. Adhokshaja, these are all different words like achintya, avichintya tattva. In the previous verse, it had come, Brahma Samhitas. So Prabhupada is telling here, the contradictions prove the inconceivable potencies of the Lord. If God can be understood by our intelligence, then logically, intelligence is God. If God can be understood by our intelligence, then our intelligence is superior to God, right? But God, by definition, is someone who there is no equal to or superior of. And asama urdhva, that's the word used. If God can be understood by my intelligence, tiny intelligence, that means God is subordinate to my intelligence. Like say, suppose I study some branch of education, say some academic, say arts or commerce. That means what? I mastered the subject by my intelligence. So the subject has become subordinate to the knower. Just plainly speaking. Can we do like that with respect to spiritual knowledge of God? That's the question. So God by definition is beyond our intelligence. So this is told in the very beginning of spiritual knowledge in many, many ways. In many ways. So Prabhupada here explains that the contradictions prove that the potencies of Lord are inconceivable. He is beyond our intelligence, mind, logic, reasoning, all that. Like someone told, can God make a square circle? Yes, God can make, but it's not possible for us. Prabhupada, someone asked Prabhupada, can God make a stone that he cannot lift? Like Prabhupada was telling God lifted Govardhan hill when he was so small. So someone who loves to argue, he came and told, no, this is like arguments. No? These are just useless in one sense because they don't give any practical yield in terms of change of character. But point is, someone may argue like this. Can God create? God can create anything, everything. Okay. Can God create a stone that he cannot lift? So Prabhupada told, yes, he can create and he can lift it after that. So the point is, there is nothing that is not possible for it. Kartum, akartum, sarvata kartum. What is possible for us? What is not possible for us? And everything is possible for us. That's the understanding of God described by our acharyas. So for him, everything is possible. So this understanding may seem, this is not right. You're just making me believe in something. But the definition of God is like that, right? God is someone who is beyond everything. If we want to bring God into our understanding, that means we are limiting God. This we will again and again hear that God is beyond the limitations that will come ahead. So somebody may say, God has no form. That's a famous understanding. And some others may say God has form. Now, Prabhupada tells that we believe that God has form and also no form. Why you should have only one? Everything in this world comes from God. And everything in this world has either form or no form. Like air. Does it have form? Light. Does it have form? Water, it has form.
Yes.
Solid substances, they have. So air has come from God. Light has come from God. I'm just telling plain. It's not about even Bhagavad Gita. Water has come from God. Earth has come from Him. So if the products which come from Him have those qualities, like it has some have form, some have no form. The source should have all that, right? Like a child inherits the quality of a father or mother. So in that sense, how logical Prabhupada is telling. So members of the Bhagavad school adopting the perfect conception of Lord accept His inconceivable potencies and understand that He is both personal and impersonal. So the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially the Bhagavatam, that's the philosophy of Bhagavatam. It especially expounds Bheda Abheda. Achintya Bheda Abheda. So Bhagavatas know that without inconceivable potencies, there can be no meaning to the word supreme. This is actually a shloka from Mahabharata. If there is, if that's what so far I've been describing again anyway, that God is someone who has to be inconceivable. That's the meaning, the very meaning, the premise of God is that. Now, how to understand the different contradictions in the person God, like the description which we see in the shloka, in and out, far and near, within and without, all that. So how do we understand that? So Prabhupada describes that part here. I think we read this. Did we read this? We did not read? Okay, we'll read from here. Can read. Mataji is reading.
How to understand contradictions?
Yeah.
We should not take it for granted when because we cannot see God with our eyes. The Lord has no personal existence. Sri Ishopanishad refutes this argument by declaring that the Lord is far away but very near to us. The abode of the Lord is beyond the material sky, and we have no means to measure even this material sky. If the material sky extends so far, then what to speak of the spiritual sky, which is altogether beyond it? That the spiritual sky is situated far, far away from the material universe is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 3.6.
Which is this verse? Many might be familiar. Natat bhasayate suryo. The description of spiritual world in 15th chapter. Na shashanko na pavaka. It's very far and it does not need any sun, moon or fire for illumination. So the point here, what is being told is that sometimes people argue about whether Lord is personal or impersonal, whether Lord is far or near. Even materially just estimating, have we known the length and breadth of this universe? Prabhupada is asking that. And wherever this world we have seen, it is dark. And when there is sun, we are able to see it. Or when there is some light source, either some star or something like that. Otherwise, there is a lot of dark matter, no? Even science talks about it. Dark matter, they call black, black holes, black matter, whatever they call. So the point is, the description in the 15th chapter of the spiritual world, which is there is no need of sun, moon, and fire, and it is self-illuminated. That is not seen in this world. It is seen beyond this. That means what? God is beyond this material world, which we have not known the expanse of. It is very, very broad, or it is very vast. So Prabhupada goes ahead and he says, Lord is far, very, very far. We cannot even imagine, we cannot even reach to that world by our own abilities. Pantastu Koti, that verse we had seen. But despite, can you read that ahead? But despite
the Lord's being so far away, he can advance within less than a second, listen before the speed swifter than that of the mind walking.
Yeah.
He can also run so quickly that no one can surpass him. This has already been described in
Yeah.
previous.
This was the meaning of the last verse. That he's far, but at the same time, he can travel very, very fast. That was Aneja Deko, Manaso Javi. We can speed. His speed is far higher than anything of this world, even faster than the mind. So, when we say Lord is far, what it means? For those who are faithless, Lord is far. Srila Prabhupada tells, quoting that famous verse of Bhagavad Gita of the understanding of the faithless. Avajananti ma'amuna manushi tanumashanta. Param bhavam. Param bhavam means my existence is supreme and spiritual. But these people, ajanantaha. That's the next word. Param bhavam ajananta. Mama avyayam anuttam. Mama bhutam. So the point is that the Supreme Lord is far for the faithless. See here, Prabhupada says this point. The foolish deride him when he comes to this world, and they call him as a mortal person. There are so many so-called scholars who contend the Lord's descent into this world in the body of matter. Not knowing the inconceivable power, such foolish men place Lord on an equal level with ordinary men. For such people who think that Lord has to be material to come into this world, Lord must take a material body to come to this world. For them, he is very far. For the faithless, he is very far. But for the devotees, he is ever available. Prabhupada tells that same Lord who is fully spiritual, he can come to this world, take a form which is apparently made of material things, like say metal, mud, wood, stone. I'm talking about the Archa Vigraha or deities. And yet he can remain spiritual. So when we say God can never come to this world, that's one type of objection. One type of people who say God is there, he is ever there only in spiritual world. He doesn't know about us. He cannot come to this world because this world is of matter and he is spiritual. If he has to come to this world, he has to take a material body. So he will not come. So they keep God far, far away from everyone. Actually, this indirectly encourages them to do anything and everything they want because God is anyway not in this. You understand the implication of it? It looks very philosophical, but the implication is you do any nonsense, there is nothing to be accountable to, obliged to, because there is no God here, because God cannot come to this world. See, just see how intellectually people can keep God away and can enter into sin. So that's an atheistic mentality which becomes sinful sooner. So later you will see Prabhupada says Because he is full of inconceivable potencies, God can accept our service through any sort of medium, and he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. This is a very interesting fact, that God can convert his potencies according to his will. One example I had heard, Srila Prabhupada tells in one lecture actually. Very simple example. Just showing it up here for the devotees to see. The example is of a electrical engineer. He's seeing the power of electrical energy, and he uses that energy for different purposes. For him, it is electricity. But when electricity enters a heater, it gives experience of heat. When it enters a device like refrigerator or air cooler, air conditioner, it gives experience of cold. But from the vision of the engineer, it is electricity. It is the energy that he uses. He knows how to use it. Understand? So from the viewpoint of Supreme Lord, it is just his energy. He may make a material energy into spiritual energy. The example is deity form, the Vigrahas. Are you all able to appreciate this part? How Prabhupada puts this is the apparently material form. It is actually not material form. We should not say that it is material form. But it has become fully transcendental. There is a way to make it. We will see that a little here. So, Prabhupada's this the line here, interesting line, that he can convert his different potencies according to his own will. See, the below there is highlighted another line. Since the source of the energies is one and the same, the energies can be utilized according to the will of their source. Is this clear now? Especially with that light of exam. So, for example, what does Prabhupada says, for example? Prabhupada, can you?
For example, the Lord can appear in the form of teacher Brahma. The deity supposedly made up of earth, stone. Deity forms almost engraved from wood, stone, or other metals, and not idols, as
Iconoclasts.
iconoclasts.
Content. So, Prabhupada's example is about the deity or the Archa Vigraha. So, from here, there is a good description about the science of the deity form, the science of Archa Vigraha. How do we understand? Apparently looking it to be material made of stone, wood, or metal, or mud, or anything like that. But we don't say that it is matter. We understand it is the divine. So, Prabhupada is telling here, it is not idle. So, there are certain philosophers or some spiritualists who say God cannot be portrayed in material form. If you portray, that's an offense to God, to the extent that they even kill that person. They destroy such forms and they kill such worshippers of that forms. You are worshipping God and you are showing him to be of matter. It's a great offense. Such people are called iconoclasts. Even in the realm of Vedic culture, some people argue on this. There are some spiritual societies who don't accept the Vigraha Rupa. They follow Veda, everything, but they will not accept Aradhana, the worship of Vigrahas. So, such people are called iconoclasts. So, Prabhupada further describes very nicely what it means to be worshipping an idol, or what is idol. Actually, let's discuss this. What's the difference between idol and a deity? Idol, okay, can someone would like to express? What do you understand
Hare
by
Krishna.
idol? Means Pratima,
Hare Krishna.
Murti. In
Hare Krishna.
the specific meaning is given of Vigraha. So what's the difference? Okay, someone is telling me. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Idol means The idols which are not Pran Pratishtha Prabhuji. But deities are which we are Pran Pratishtha Prabhuji.
Okay, he's telling there is some ceremony called Prana Pratishtha. Okay, anything more? We don't say, see, this word may be used sometime, Krishna idol, but the words of Srila Prabhupada, they don't say like that. They usually use the word deity. So in Sanskrit also, the
Hare
word
Krishna
Murti
Prabhuji.
or Pratima.
I want to add another thing, Prabhuji.
Ah,
Srila Prabhupada also told Prabhuji, the deities before were installed, Prabhuji. Now after having this, taking the service from the devotees, they have changed their, increased their body size and all, Prabhuji. In some temples it has happened, Prabhuji. That means God really exists in the deity, Prabhuji. In deity form,
okay. Yeah.
He accepts our service.
He accepts our service. Yeah, that point is coming, soon coming. The Lord accepts our service. That's the next part. So usually when we say idol, it is of people of this world. Huh? They make statue.
Yeah.
Understand? Statue, that's another word we can say. Sometimes people may use that statue. Those who are not informed, they use that word for everything and anything. But these words are for people of this world, like Gandhiji's statue, Ambedkar's statue, or idol. Understand? So these forms are depictive. They indicate. They don't really. Sometimes it happens such that only on October 2nd they do worship. They put some mala. Till then, some crow, some many things may come and do anything and everything on that statue. So it just reminds of some entity, some person. It's not the case with deity. The deities are not indicative, they are factually God. Like Santosh Prabhu is also telling the same. Correct, Santosh Prabhu? You are telling this point?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So they are not pratika. Understand this word pratika? They are not ಅವುಗಳು ಪ್ರತೀಕ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದರದು. They are not the replica. Yeah, they are not pointing to God. See, like there is God. Let's indicate. Let's talk like this. So there is a statue of some person, say a living person. Let us consider. So Sachin Tendulkar. In some museums in London, they have made statues of many famous people, right? Wax museums. So that, do we think that that is that person? No. It's an image made in that form. It is indicating the actual person. That actual person is somewhere else. But when it comes, that's called pratika. That's like it indicates, or that is a pratima means pratika. Bimba, you can say, yeah. But when it is told about Lord, it is not pratika, it is factually the Supreme Person staying present there. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Pratima nahi to me. Have you heard this word? Sakshat Vrajendra Nandan. This in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's there. He did not see the Lord's deity as Pratima. He saw him as Sakshat Vrajendra Nandan. Pratima means what? It's indicative of a person who is somewhere else, at another time or another place. Like Gandhiji's Pratima. Yeah, Pratima. So, so here we are seeing Prabhupada is describing about the science of deity. He's going to say this part. In our present state of material existence, which is imperfect, we cannot see the Supreme, because Lord's form is spiritual and our eyes, our apparatus is all material. It's a simple thing. Yet, those devotees who want to see him by means of material vision are favored by the Lord. Because devotees want to see him. And right now the devotees are apparently in a material body. Correct? Na? So for them, Lord can appear, become accessible to their material senses. Because for him, matter and spirit both are his energies. We saw them earlier. He can change, he can transform the energies at his will. So he can do it. So the point is being told this only. Who appears in so-called material form to accept the devotee's service. So the prime purpose of Lord's appearance as Shri Vigraha, that's the word we use in Shastras, in technically, the deity form. What is the purpose? To accept the devotee's service. Like when Lord appeared as Avatara, say when he appeared as Vamana, at one time he became Trivikrama. He became big, very big. So he showed to the world that how he envelops everything. But that was his purpose. He also wanted to please Indra, of course, most importantly, Bali, and many purposes. What is the Uddesha or the intent of Lord's appearance as Narasimha? To protect his devotee, surely, and also to show to the world that if you do any kind of play, I can fulfill all conditions and yet come and kill an atheist, basically. So there are different purposes for different avatars. So Archa Vigraha is an avatara. It's called Archa Avatara. And that avatara's purpose is to accept devotees' service. It is not to show his supreme power. I again say, because sometimes people object, if that small Vigraha is God, he should be able to protect himself. He should be able to, why he depends on someone to come and give him food? You understand? But the purpose of that Vigraha Rupa is what? Is to accept the service of devotee. The devotee wants to serve him, bathe him, decorate him, feed him, do all different types of service. And that's why he appears. Now, I want to ask here some important question. Because at the end of this, you will realize the importance of deities in the life of a practicing devotee. Okay. All of you can think about a minute. What are the benefits a devotee gets by worshipping deities? Just take a pause and think about what are the benefits a devotee gets by worshipping the deity form, Shri Vigraha of Krishna, of Balaji, of Ram, or whatever. Just telling in general. Online devotees, think
Hare
about
Krishna,
it.
Prabhuji.
And one after other, maybe one at a time, one person can tell one benefit, one devotee can tell. Just keep
Hare
it
Krishna.
precise and then we can go in turns. Okay, Santosh Prabhu, you want to say? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. By worshipping deities, Prabhuji, in that there are so many things, Prabhuji, by through which we can improve, pure our senses, like smelling
Okay,
the
he's
deity's
done.
flower,
Uh-huh.
smelling the deity's lotus flower, Prabhuji, accepting tulsi, and
So
seeing
he's
the darshan
telling
of Lord.
purify our senses and existence because just by smelling flowers, taking prasad, it purifies us. Taking darshan, it purifies. So purification of senses and existence practically. Okay, what is other benefit? Anyone else would like to say?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, we develop love towards Krishna as a mother develops love towards a child when she take care of the child. So like that, devotee will develop love towards Krishna.
Yes. So by repeated service, one develops love and attachment. It's a principle, no, in this world also. So one develops love and affection and attachment to the Lord. Very good. So somebody may even list it also. It's a very good list, no? Yes. What else? Yes, Prabhu, you want to say? Prabhu is telling our thinking, focus is always about deities. Whenever we see mangoes, I should do some festival of mangoes for deities. Whenever I see some beautiful decoration outside, I should do this for my deities in the festival. Huh? I should dress them like this. I should feed them like this. Huh? Anything beautiful. So what a devotee thinks naturally, I want to serve my deities like this. So his whole, you just see how great benefit this is. Otherwise, what our minds will be thinking about is imagine if deities are not there in our life, what we would be thinking about. Even though we read Bhagavad Gita, can we be thinking about, can our mind and senses be thinking about the spiritual subjects? But deities make it so helpful for us. Very good. So focus and thinking becomes more and more fixed on Krishna. So we rise above the material thinking, material focus, and then we go to this thing. Yes, Mataji.
Satisfaction.
Satisfied. Satisfied. Okay. You want to explain a little?
No, they are not satisfied, but however, service will, but it is not like.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Those who do regular service to deities, you can explain, ask them at the end of that service, they have done their best part of service and they feel greatly satisfied. you know, feeding them very well. They put their best efforts. They do a day long full of service, and at the end they may not even have good sleep or good food or something, but they are so satisfied. Actually, this is the greatly pleasing and solace to minds. Very good. It's an experience. One can learn it by experience. Very good. Any other? Okay, online. Anyone? Any more? There are more. I'm not surprised that I'm not.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I add?
Engaging all the senses. Very good. So, eyes, hand, legs. Amrish Maharaj, verse, no? You see how many are related to deities. Like he says, hands, I will do cleaning of temple. Temple means deities. If deities are not there, where is that? Legs, he says, I want to go towards temple and holy place. Eyes, he says, take darshan. Nose, he says, smell flowers. Just see, this only prasad, but how will you get prasad without deities? Is it not?
Devotees can share
Just a
their
minute.
heart.
Just a minute. I'll take your input. One, Mathur. Our food becomes prasad because of serving deities. Very important. Yes, Leela Madhuri Prabhu, yes.
Yeah, devotees can share their hearts in front of the deities in the form of prayers and any other even
Yes.
struggles or whatever, begging
Yes.
for forgiveness and all those things.
Very right, very right. So this is an aspect of vandanam, or they express their sorrows, happiness, everything in front of Lord, and they develop very deep heart relationship with Lord. That's a method of anga of bhakti called vandana prayers. And very nice. Thank you. Any more festivals? Rath Yatra.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I add something?
Okay. Prabhu is telling, because the Lord has come as deities, we celebrate festivals and new people also come in touch with Lord because of this festival. So it's a great benefit. Yes. Anything more?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I add
Yes.
something?
Huh?
Can I add something, Prabhuji?
Yeah. I'm asking. Yes.
Prabhuji, what you call Prabhuji, whatever, it invokes a service attitude which we have lost after coming from the Golaka, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So, as he told, we become more and more selfless. We are always thinking about our own benefit, what profits I get, what benefit, my pleasure, my comforts. But when we start serving deities, our focus becomes Lord's pleasure, Lord's comfort, Lord's, like just like in recent summer we had Chandan festival. Now devotees have boat festival, swing festival, Lord's comfort, Lord pleasure for Lord. Is it not? So naturally a person develops the attitude of service. If deities are not there, whom we serve? Is it not?
It also gives opportunity for devotees to go for pilgrimages to, various places where the Lord has manifested
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this Trivigraha form.
So pilgrimage or holy places are places where deities are there. Of course, Lord has come and done leelas there, but we also see Lord has appeared as deities there. Vrindavan, housing, the place of many wonderful deities of Krishna. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Prabhuji, to
Hare Krishna,
increase
Prabhuji.
faith and see God as a person than impersonal.
This is what I was looking. Yes, of course. He went into the level of philosophy, Prabhu is telling. This gives us the realization that the supreme truth is a person. Prabhupada tells this. When we serve the supreme person as deities, the understanding that the supreme Lord is ultimately a person, it becomes a deeply realized fact. One may be reading, one may be thinking about it by intellectually. Yeah, he's a person. But until one serves the deities, it will not become a realization. Very good point, actually. Very nice. Yes. Like imagine ISKCON without deities. Devotee made an exercise for us. How will ISKCON be without deities? It's hard to imagine. Is it not? Deeply in the same. Deities are the same. Yeah. Though we say it is true, the fact is there in Shastra that Harinama Sankirtana is the Yuga Dharma, but deities are the ones who make us become purified. Prabhupada tells this. This is called Pancharatra. It will come later. Bhagavata and Pancharatra. They are the two parallel rails of practice of bhakti. Like that. Anyway, I'll not go to that technical aspect. But as Prabhu rightly told, the fact that the supreme truth is person becomes the realization. Very nice answer, actually. Any
I
other
think
answer?
Srila Prabhupada said that if you decorate the deity very nicely, then you will lose the desire to decorate yourself. It comes out of the selfish absorption, or I think that Prabhupada mentioned somewhere.
Very good, very good. We lose the desire to dress ourselves up
Hare Krishna,
and
Prabhuji.
become self-conscious. That self-consciousness, right?
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, we can also invoke our what type of in relation with we are in Krishna, like Madhurya Leela or in friendship, or we can invoke our actual relationship with Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes. So the relationship with the Lord is established by relationship with deities, actually. Especially in the mode of servant. That's the primary relationship. That's important. Yeah, Mataji, you want to answer? Kirti Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we can cherish the beauty of the Lord by seeing how the deities are decorated nicely.
Okay.
And
We
we
can
can
cherish.
forget the mundane.
It's nice. Our desires, our hankerings and all for matter, we rise above them and we relish in the Lord's beauty, Lord's glories, by especially seeing the darshan of the Lord. Thank you, very nice. Thank you. Anyone want to add? Of course, we can go on describing and listing. Okay, we will. I think the fact is solid enough that deities have a great role. In fact, the most important role in the life of a sadhaka. So everyone, as we are learning these shastras, we should also learn to have some service connection to deities. Some way. It could be a simple like every time, actually, Prabhupada told, every time we come to temple, we should come and offer something for pleasure of deities. Like Prabhupada told in the very beginning in San Francisco, that whenever you come, you bring something for Krishna. Like one person. So from that time onwards, they started bringing anything and everything. One person even got his boxing gloves. I got new boxing gloves. I want to offer to Krishna. Someone got shoes and all. So the point is that feeling or emotion that I first offer to deities. Like coming and giving flowers, tulasi, fruits. I've seen, you might have almost experienced always some rice, some milk, something we come and give for. You should, like you are going to meet some greatest person, you will surely take something to give him. Is it not? So, like that, we understand that it is a place where the Lord is residing, is a person, and we are coming to serve him. The temple is a place of service. So, we should always come and do service. So, that connection is very, very important for our spiritual. Anyway, that's a. That's an important limb of bhakti. Shri Murtira Seva, Shraddhaya Seva. That's one of the 5 important limbs of bhakti. Okay, let us read this highlighted part. Someone online can read? Online devotees. Who would like to read? Who would like to read? Yellow color highlighted part. Read.
One should not think that such devotees who are in the lowest stage of devotional service are worshipping an idol. They are factually worshipping the Lord, who are agreed to appear before them in an approachable way. Nor is the archa form fashioned according to the whims of the worshipper. This form is eternally existent with all paraphernalia. This can be effectually felt by a sincere devotee, but not by an atheist.
Not by an atheist. So one should not think that those who are worshipping deities are lower type of devotees. Sometimes this understanding is there. Those who are advanced people, they are not like pujaris are those who are not advanced. This kind of understanding somehow has bred in it. The Prabhupada told once he met a devotee who was serving deities, and he told that you are the most fortunate person because you are getting an opportunity to serve the deities. That's so worshipping deities is the important limb. We see that it is important for sadhakas, and even the perfected devotees, see the Goswamis and all, they have their own personal deities. Those who are the great preachers, they also have deities. They worship. You can see great sannyasis, Maharajas also have personal deities. That is a great expression of love and affection. It's expressed. Okay, so Prabhupada says below, how does Lord reciprocate with the jivas? That famous shloka in Gita, ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajami. See, he says, the Lord says that how he treats his devotees depends on the devotee's degree of surrender. The Lord reserves the right not to reveal himself to anyone and everyone, but to show himself to those who surrender unto him. Here it comes very clearly. For surrendered soul, he is always within the reach. Means he is near. For the unsurrendered soul is far, far away and cannot be approached. This is the meaning of the shloka's statement. He is far, he is near. Is it clear? So the deities, some of the aspects we saw, and Prabhupada told far and near. Like that famous story of Sakshi Gopal?
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says this story. Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya. Actually, when they are crossing the area of this Kirchor, little before that Sakshi Gopal. So there they say it, that Brahmana who had promised his daughter in marriage to another Brahmana, but later he could not speak that same word. But when the arguments rose, they told you have to bring a witness. Then he brings the Gopal, the deity Gopal, in front of whom the word was given. So he says that person says, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is there, that what happened? Okay, so that if you can speak, you can talk. This is that's the word which is there. Because this devotee goes and then says, Lord, you should come to give witness. It's not that I am I want to marry, that's why I want you as witness. But that person should know that if he has spoken in front of the deities, it should be kept true. Sometimes this culture is there. Huh? Something spoken in front of the deities. Huh? It's a big promise. You know? So it's a word to be kept. So that Brahmana spoke it in front of you, and he has to keep the word. So you should come. The Lord says, no, I cannot walk. No, you are speaking means you can walk. That's the argument the devotee gives. And then he comes behind, and he comes when outside of the village, and everyone becomes surprised and go and understand. He has come to give Sakshi, so he is Sakshi. So there are many special instances where deities do exhibit their supreme power. But is that a purpose of the deity form? No. The purpose of the appearance of deities is to accept the service of devotees. Sometimes people argue this, Array, you see, God should drink milk. And some like Ganesha idol started drinking milk and everyone queued up there. I remember it. Some miracle they should show. So they did show, they can show always to everyone. But that is not the purpose. That's not the purpose. So when Lord himself comes, he can exhibit his supreme power. But when he comes as deities, he puts himself under the care of devotee. Huh? Though he is supremely capable, he feels, I want salt. You know the stories? Sanatan Goswami, that deity came in dream, Are, you're not giving me salt, you're only giving me that, vati, dal vati ka vati. He used to use it. Or they will ask, Are, I have kept aside the kheer. You see, these kind of things, we have to understand they are factual, and God in deity form can do it. But at the same time, one should not feel that he must do it. That's a wrong expectation. He can do it. If it's his will, he can do it. Sometimes, to the extent that we may see some people who come and speak ill against deities, to the extent that even you harm the deities. In the history, it has been the case. Now, some people may say, just see, is he God? He cannot protect his own self. You see, this kind of arguments, sometimes we may get shaken up by such arguments. How can that happen to deities? For people who think God is matter, for them, Krishna was not there in that deity. Understand? Like Prabhupada told earlier. For the surrendered or the faithless, he is available, ever available, within the reach. For unsurrendered, he is far away, he is not there. They are foolish to think that by harming the deities, they are harming God of this particular sect or religion. It's false. Understand? Like our country's history is filled with such cases, is it not? But interestingly, how the true devotee, how does he react? He is ready to lay down his life to protect deities. That is also a history, is it not? Very close from here, Srirangam, thousands of devotees. When Mir Kafir, someone had come to harm the deities of Ranganatha, and thousands of devotees got killed. And that small Mula Vigraha they had to take to Tirupati and keep it in hiding until the Shahi changed, the kingship changed, and later they got it. So devotees, they are ready to lay down lives for protecting this wonderful appearance of God. And we understand that those who lay down life for serving deities, no doubt, according to Bhagavad Gita, they are supremely benefited and liberated, and they are attained spiritual abode. Sometimes we think, oh, such a injustice happened to them. God did not protect them. God protected in a very special way. He took them. You're understanding sometimes these kind of questions come or arguments come and we may get shaken up. But that's why Prabhupada again says that here the appearance of deity is for the purpose of accepting the service of the devotee. That is the prime purpose. Huh? So if you demand, hey, you should show your Virat Roop, that's a wrong example. You get me?
Also seen a different way. Krishna being very merciful because Krishna has all the service models from Chintamani,
Correct.
everybody is there to serve.
Serve.
But just to satisfy our
Yes, that's
he's come there,
Archana.
and he's being so merciful that he accepts our service. And even though service is not pure enough, he still accepts us.
That's the perfect, that's a very ideal mode of a devotee. That Lord who is served by unlimited servants in great pleasing manner, out of full love and affection. I am so impure. I have so much limited abilities and resources and time, whatever. My devotion is so sparse, it is actually. But still, Lord has come to accept us. So that mood of gratitude is the best mood. And when serving deities, we should keep reminding ourselves of this. Otherwise, after some time, we start taking them as material. Arche, Vishnu, Shiladhi. This is one of the offense to consider the deity as a stone. Once, I remember this incident. I've heard this many times. Especially when it comes to service of deities, this incident is told. Once, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he had come to some temples, and there he got to hear that the pujaris who are doing worship, they are using the deities to get money. So that's when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this Prabhupada was telling, he was narrating. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told they are committing great offense. And then Srila Prabhupada telling this, that if you don't read and hear regularly, the same deities which you are feeling great love and affection to serve in the beginning, later you will perceive it as a burden. The Vigraha has become Galagraha. That's the word he uses. Gala means he has put a heavy burden around my neck. What to do? I can't do anything. I have to keep attending to the deities. And someone does that service to deities with great, how do we say? Not feeling or desire as an obligation, as I have to do. And sometimes they miss. Sometimes they skip. So that's not proper. So when we are serving the deities, it is one of the important limbs of the worship of deity to do swadhyaya. So one should be understanding, Prabhupada is telling here that deities are not material. It is the great mercy of the Lord, like you are telling. One should keep reminding oneself every time one goes to temple, serves the deities. This understanding should be reminded. Otherwise, naturally we think, first day was great and the second day, like that. Okay. Anyway, there is a lot we can discuss about that. Let's move ahead. Otherwise, we will. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. So from here, Prabhupada talks about two words, Nirguna and Saguna. What is this Nirguna and Saguna? Prabhu, can you close the door? And you can reduce the speed, I think. Noise is there. So Nirguna and Saguna, like Nirakar and Sakar, the words are used. So usually the literal meaning of nirguna means no gunas, no qualities. And that second one, 100. Yeah, so much. Otherwise, I keep shouting. I don't know why I was shouting. So nirguna means literally it means without qualities. So some people say that God is nirguna, nirakara, nirvachaniya, all these words they use. And there is also the word called saguna. So let me give this interesting story. We always narrate this when it comes to this. There was a person from village. He had come to city. He had not heard of this fruit called dragon fruit. I did not know even so long. But it's a strange fruit. It's not usually seen in villages or in India, in fact. So when he heard there is something called dragon fruit. So he was asking, what is dragon fruit? And somebody came and told, dragon fruit, it is not apple. It is not orange. It is not mango. It's not pineapple. So he was understanding, yes, dragon fruit is not this. It's fact, no? Dragon fruit is not apple, it's not this, it doesn't look like them. He's telling right. But this person has understood what God is not. Sorry, what the dragon fruit is not. I told what dragon fruit is not. Huh? But has he understood truly what that fruit is? No. So he met another person who came and told dragon fruit, it appears outside pinkish, like apple, it's inside white, but it has that black seeds everywhere, strewn around, and its taste is something like this. He gives some description in his experience. Whatever he has experienced, he compares and gives experience. So the second person, he also gave knowledge about dragon fruit. The first person also gave. Both are true. Is it not? Both are knowledge about dragon fruit. Which is superior? And why?
Describing the qualities.
Describing the qualities. Okay. Okay.
So,
Right, true.
So the second person has experienced how the fruit is,
Uh-huh.
and he wants to share his experience with the other person.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. So he's explaining his experience of dragon fruit. That's better. The first one may not have. He just says that what it is not.
Speak the dragon fruit and then that perspective.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody online want to add? I hope you understood the example. Huh? So both types of knowledge are important. One should not mistake dragon fruit to be some other fruit. That's why the first knowledge is told. It's called negative description of the object. It's telling what it is not. Like sometimes in the subject of God, it is told, na? He is not this, he is not that. Right? We hear a lot about neti, or negation, nirguna, nirakara. These are all negative description of the supreme truth, God. So that we don't mistake God to be people of this world, dragon fruit to be any other common. So the positive description is important. That makes it complete. So both are required, especially in the phase when one is learning. So the Shastras tell negative description and positive description. Negative description is what the Jnanis focus mainly about. Nirguna, Nirankara, or Mayavadis, or Brahmavadis. And the positive description, the Bhaktas, they have experience of, like Prabhu just now told, and they describe it. They know what God is not, and then they describe what He is. That makes it complete. Understand? So Likewise, when God is told Nirguna, what is the understanding? He doesn't have material qualities. When he is told Nirakara, he doesn't have material form. At the same time, when God is told as Saguna, what it means? He has. What is Saguna mean? Saguna, what does it mean? He has quality, especially we say that as spiritual qualities. Nirguna means no material qualities. Saguna means he has spiritual qualities. Similarly, Nirakara means
He has no material form.
no material form. And Sakara means yes, he has spiritual form.
Spiritual form.
So this is the way Srila Prabhupada tells to understand. He tells this in one lecture very nicely. So literally, people sometimes just say, hey, God is Nirguna or Saguna. God is Nirakar or Sakar. They keep fighting on this. But the true understanding, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told, is Nirguna, Nirakara means no material form, material qualities. Sometimes people say worship of Sri Vigraha is Saguna and meditating on impersonal is Nirguna. Understand? So what is higher? Nirguna is higher. They sometimes argue like this. So Prabhupada says here, just see, the two words, the revealed scriptures often apply to the Lord. Saguna and Nirguna are important. So what is the real meaning of Saguna? See, the word Saguna does not imply that when Lord appears with the perceivable qualities, he must take on a material form and be subject to material laws. So, Saguna doesn't mean no qualities or material qualities. Sorry, Saguna doesn't mean material qualities or material form. Because what is described as Saguna is spiritual form. It will come later. See, for him, there is no difference between material and spiritual. He is source of all energies. As controller of energies, he cannot at any time be under the influence of material laws. So, in this sense, see, Prabhupada he says, nor does the Lord become formless at any time. Ultimately, he has eternal form, spiritual form. So, like this, Nirguna and Saguna should be understood. I think there is this question even in your question bank, Nirguna and Saguna. Explain Nirguna and Saguna. So, when we say Nirguna, he doesn't have material form. The material laws doesn't apply on him. He doesn't have material qualities. When we say material, that immediately the influence of limitation of time, karma, all that come in there. So it's told he no time, no karma apply on him. And when we say Saguna, Sakara, that means he has spiritual form, spiritual qualities, all that in that description. Okay. Now here, so we saw what all qualities of in the shloka is far and near that we understood, is it not? He is for unsurrendered soul is very far, for surrendered soul is very near. He is available as deities, is very near in that sense. Now Prabhupada describes about how he is inside everything and outside everything. Inside everything means all pervading. Pervade means sarva vyapi. He is inside everything. It's also called immanent. So, how is God present everywhere? So, Prabhupada quotes the incident of Prahlad. So, God was there in that pillar. Is it not? So just see the last statement Prabhupada says. The Lord has sufficient energies and agents who can vanquish atheists, but it pleases him to personally favor a devotee. Therefore, he descends as an incarnation. Actually, he descends only to favor his devotee, not for any other purpose. Before this, Prabhupada says this part, you see. Through his inconceivable potencies, he can appear at any place to favor his sincere devotee. Lord Narasimha appeared from within the pillar, not by order of Hiranyakashipu, but by the wish of Prahlad. So he is present everywhere, so he can appear from anywhere. Especially for his devotee, he can appear from. That's the part. So at the same time, it is also told that he is outside everything. What does this mean that he is outside everything? That means as Virata Rupa, Vishwarupa. In Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, Krishna's description is Vishwarupa Darshana. So that Darshana, the purpose of showing that by Krishna was that everything in this world is within me. And I am beyond that. I'm outside of it. Huh? Everything was entering his mouth. All that different planets were seen there. Even past and future both were seen there. All the time, all the place, at one time and one place. That was Vishwarupa Darshani. Past was seen. Future also was seen. Like Bhishma, all of Kauravas, they were entering the mouth. You may remember that verses. So Krishna was showing this is what is going to happen. And he was also showing places, all different lokas also. Like that. So he is outside in his Virat form. And he is within everything as Antaryami, Paramatma. So that these two, that shows his outside and inside presence. I hope the shloka has that, no? So Prabhupada is explaining like this. Now, what is this Antaryami? What is the role of Antaryami? What are the functions of this form Antaryami? Prabhupada says here. Can you read this as Antaryami?
Antaryami is going on, and he awards as the result of the actions of karma. We ourselves may forget what we have done in previous lives, but because the Lord witnesses our actions, the results of our actions are always there. We have to handle the reactions.
Nonetheless. So, what are the functions which Paramatma does? Just see. Witness. There, here. Just see. Karma. He gives the result of one's actions. There are many actually, Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter and later describe Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, many like that. But Prabhupada points out two here. He witnesses everything and also he awards the karma phala. That famous story of Kanakadas is there, no? That I could not eat the banana. You know that story? Vyasatirtha, his guru, was doing a test for all the students of his monastery. And many people were talking ill about Kanakadas, great devotee of Krishna, that he is from a low jati, low caste, and he doesn't know Veda, all that and all. They were talking inferior of him. But Vyasatirtha observed this and he wanted to show who is truly advanced devotee. So one day he calls all the people of his matha and he tells him, this banana you take and you eat without being seen by anyone. So okay, and tell tomorrow how you did it. So everyone goes and then does, and next day when they come, they say, I ate in the dark, I ate behind the DT, I ate in the underwater, I ate at midnight, all different things they say. Kanakadas comes with the banana bag. He says, I could not eat without being seen because always there is Antaryami, Paramatma in the heart. How can I ever be not witnessed by Antaryami, Paramatma? This is the realization of a devotee. A devotee, when he understands that Lord is always seeing me from one's heart, he becomes very responsible in his actions. Naturally, he will not do anything wrong. First thing. Secondly, he will always remember God at all times. He feels great confidence and assurance that Lord is always seeing. So the point is, Antaryami is one of the function is witness. Among the many witnesses which Yamaraja counts, one of them is Antaryami also. The directions, the sun, moon, day, night, all that are witnesses. Antaryami is also one witness. Okay. So below, Prabhupada says, can you read the highlighted part?
The fact is that there is nothing but God within and without. Everything is a manifestation of its different chemistries like the heat and the light, heating from from the fire, and in this way there is oneness among his diverse energies.
energies. Okay, this oneness thing will come as next two shlokas topic. Anyway, so point is today in this small description we are seeing here. You see this. This is anyway, God has universal form and antaryami both. He's outside everything and he's inside everything also. So, did I show this? Yeah. Okay, let me just describe this. So, in the shloka, there are contradictions told, right? And how Prabhupada explained the contradictions. The contradiction says he walks and he doesn't walk. So when he says it's walk, we saw some stories, Lord as deity can walk. Lord is there present everywhere. Sarvataha pani padam tat sarvatokshi shiro mukham. Sarvata Shrutimal Loke. This is a verse. Basically, Lord's eyes, hands, legs are everywhere. This is one description of God. So Lord is seeing, Lord is walking, Lord's hands, legs are there. At the same time, he cannot walk because when he takes the form of deity, he stays in one place. Is it not? He is far and he is near. We saw for surrendered, he is near. For unsurrendered, he is far. He is within and he is outside. Antaryami and Viraj. These things we saw. Yeah, mantra 6. Okay, mantra 6, we will see that. We'll first go to the shloka. Okay, this completes mantra 5. So, mantra 5, essentially, what did we see? So, the point is how we cannot see that Supreme Person. That's the essential aspect of mantra 4 and mantra 5 both. Okay, I'm just showing it here. What were the different subjects we saw? That the Lord is inconceivable. The contradictions prove that he is inconceivable person. And then the deity form we saw, Nirguna, Saguna, Prabhupada described Nirguna and Saguna means actually what. And lastly, he told about inside everything and outside everything. All pervading and transcendent. Transcendental means beyond this world. So these were the qualities we saw. Okay. So we saw, of course, about these things. So mantra 6 we will move to, but before that I want to ask any comments or questions. We do want to do at least a major part of mantra 6 today. In the form of photos. So there are 8 types of forms of deities. There are 8 types. Prabhupada tells in his books. Even remembering the Lord's form in mind is also one of them. So in that sense, what they are seeing, if it is, if they are worshipping the photo of an installed deities at some place, they get the same benefit. They get the same benefit. So when we worship at homes, especially in the beginning, when we are not able to follow all the standards of worship of deities, we worship the laminations. And that is equally beneficial, though it is not so demanding in terms of service. It's okay. And while in the worship of deities also there is gradation. Gaur Nitai, the rules and observances are far relaxed. That's why Prabhupada told in the homes one should worship Gaur Nitai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nityananda. Then comes Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. You have to feed them well. If you have Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, you should feed them well. For Gaur Nitai, at least 2 times offering, 2 times arati. There are clearly laid out standards, even by ISKCON deity ministry, how one should worship, which deities, what all level of service one should be doing, all that. For Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, there should be a good amount of offerings given. For Radha Krishna, if one is bringing to home, there are very strict standards. So if one is able to follow, one can follow. So any form of Lord we take in our homes, we always, that's why first take the blessings of our gurus or Shiksha Diksha gurus, and then we take it, because we should not just buy from a shop and then do it and start the worship. In fact, there is something called welcoming, the deity welcoming, they say, So that's a activity. Even when the deity's installation happens in the temple, what actually is the procedure of installation? First of all, the deities have to be made according to the description in the Shastra. That's first thing. Like nowadays, in the Ganesha festival time, they make Ganesha in any way and everywhere. Sometimes they give in military dress, another cricket dress. Huh? Bahubali Ganesha. Anything else. So that's a very concocted, is it not? So one should follow the Shastric description. Secondly, after being made, there should be some procedure of invoking the presence of Lord. That's called as Pratishtha Vidhi. Whatever, sometimes Prana Pratishtha is the famous Pratishtha Vidhi is the one, Vigraha Pratishtha Vidhi. And in that Vigraha Pratishtha Vidhi, they follow the Shastra and they do all that ceremonies, Netron Milana, Nyasa and all that. But the most important part in that is a very great senior devotee of the Lord comes and prays, "Oh Lord, please descend and give us an opportunity to serve you." That's the most essential aspect of that. So, and then the Lord agrees to come. Because this great devotee called, the Lord came. So it's not just a carving, it's not just some ritual. Sometimes people do ritual and then it's like, but when Lord comes, he comes because of the being called by his devotee. And then that devotee tells, you should follow these things. And he takes responsibility of service to that deity. No, where like Prabhupada once he installed the deities Jagannath Baladev Subhadra in Melbourne. Just before the installation, he gave the initiation to the devotees. And they were very, very new. And after the whole installation procedure, Prabhupada, before returning to another place he was traveling, he went in front of the deities and he folded his palms and prayed to the Lord. I am entrusting you in the care of these untrained people. You please take care of them so that they can take care of you well. You give them good intelligence and inspiration, so that they can take care. So Prabhupada was very merciful. You see how he traveled everywhere and installed deities. Of course, he did give education in books. He did give training to certain devotees and told them, you go and teach. Like Her Grace Yamuna Mataji, His Grace Jananivas Prabhu, whom we can even go and meet today. So these are people who are trained by Srila Prabhupada, His Grace, His Holiness Giridhar Swami Maharaj, many like this. So education and training is very important. That should be there. Otherwise, soon it will become like a ritualistic act. Vigraha becomes Galagraha. Very sorry state of affairs. Okay, someone has a question, I think. Hand raise. Please tell. What is the question?
Prabhu, I put in chat box because your network is very.
Okay. I'm just opening. What is the chat box? Okay. Archa form of Lord is not fashioned in terms of the order and whim of the worshipper. It is eternally existent with all its paraphernalia. Thank you. Good question. So just now I was telling about how Archa Vigraha should be made. That Vigraha should be made following the descriptions in the Shastra. Like sometimes people just imagine some form and they make that form and they start worshipping. That's not right. It should be following Shastra and it should be blessed by Guru. That's what I just now described. So they are eternal. It is eternally existence with all its paraphernalia. Means like Radha Vinodji. We worship Yashishi Radha Vinodji. Radha Vinodji is an eternal form in spiritual world. Radha Govinda, Radha Madhava, Radha Gopinatha, Shri all these, we should always address Shri, sorry. So we should always tell that it is preceding with Shri. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Ji, Shri Shri Radha. So they are eternal forms in spiritual. So it is not that the name is given and they are just recently, invented or like that. No, they are eternal forms. Just like avatars, like Narasimha. He appeared in this world at a certain time. Was Narasimha not there before? He was eternally existing in the spiritual world. At that particular time, he appeared. Like Sri Krishna, he appeared 5,000 years ago. But before that, was he there or not? He is eternally there in spiritual sky. At certain time, periodically, he appears. Periodically, in the cycle of Day of Brahma, right? He appears. The Yuga cycles like that, he appears. Is that
So
helpful?
also, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
I am able to hear. Tell us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Prabhuji, eternally existent means already they are existent in spiritual world, and here they have come as a deity form like that, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare Krishna, bro. In that the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, Lord reveals according to the surrender of the devotee, or he's
Ah.
close. He's not far, he's close, depending upon the surrender of the devotee. So,
Yeah.
surrender, how do we understand this surrender, or for one's own self assessment? How can we practically know surrender?
So in Bhagavad Gita, that famous verse of surrender, Sarva Dharman Parityajana. In that, Srila Prabhupada tells in the purport that there are 6 symptoms of surrender. You must be familiar with that. Are you familiar, Prabhu? He speaks
Yeah,
of
Anukulyasa
accept.
Sankalpa, that one.
Yes. So they are the ones by which we understand how much I am surrendered, how much I have to grow in my surrender. So anukulyasya sankalpaha. So I should I should have great eagerness to accept favorable aspects in my life for advancing in bhakti. And I should not lament to leave away unfavorable things for bhakti. So my primary criteria for acceptance and rejection should be what is favorable and unfavorable. At least we should have, they are more measurable actually. The other 4 are more at the level of mind. No? How we perceive, how we understand, like Lord is my maintainer, Lord is my protector. They are the further ones, next ones. And I should feel, how do you say, humility, Atmanikshepa Karpanye, Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam, Rakshasi iti Vishwaso, Goptrutve Varanam Tatha. These are the 6, and Atmanikshepa Karpanye, Shadvidha Sharanagatihi. That's the verse which Prabhupada quotes there. So at least we should measure it on the first 2 more visible symptoms: acceptance of favorable attitudes and aspects, and rejection of unfavorable things for devotional service. Like that. Okay, Prabhu? So that favorable, unfavorable, actually it should be discussed, because not like some things are surely very clear statements, like coming in association of devotees is favorable, worshipping deities is favorable. There are also favorable things told in Upadeshamrita, you may know, Utsaha, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tattat Karma Pravartana, Sangatyaga, Sato Vritti, Shadvir Bhakti Prasiddhyati. 6 favorable things which Upadeshamrita tells: enthusiasm, patience, all that. So they are favorable. And also unfavorable is told in the shloka before that: Atyahara, Prayasascha, all that. So they will be described, of course, at practical level when in Bhakti Shastri course itself, but they are delineated there. So it's It's more clear in that sense. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Thank you. So we will take any questions if there are at the end again. So now we will begin mantra 6. Okay. So mantra 6 and mantra 7. What is the subject? You all noted, na, in the beginning. Mantra 4 and 5, they told us that how we cannot understand, which methods don't help us in understanding God. So mantra 6 and 7, what do they explain?
The perception of a God realized.
So that's the title given in the handbook. The vision of Mahabhagavata. That's the, in the handbook, if you have, see that. Please, the handbook keep next to you, especially the overview part. The overview part of the Ishopanishad, you see that. Vision of Mahabhagavata, it's described. Are you able to see? Yeah. So, in another words, if you have to say, mantra 6 and 7 describe how one should know about that Isha. What are the methods which will help in knowing that Isha, the supreme, inconceivable, absolute truth? So, mantra 6, let's see that. यस्तु सर्वाणि भूतानि आत्मन्येवानुपश्यति सर्वभूतेषु चात्मानं ततो न विजुगुप्सते. Someone online can read? Who would like to read online, devotees, please?
Yeah. Translation, should I read, Prabhu?
Yes.
Okay. A translation. He who systematically sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord, who sees all living entities as his parts and parcels, and who sees the Supreme Lord within everything, never hates anything or any being.
Thank you. So the translation says someone who has understood or seen the Supreme Lord. You see, he systematically sees everything in relation to Supreme Lord. He sees the jivas as his amshas. He sees Lord within everything. And such a person doesn't hate anyone or anything like. So the point is, it's a description of someone who is seeing or knowing Supreme Person. So this kind of a person technically is called Mahabhagavata. Another name for Mahabhagavata is Uttama Adhikari. So the description starts like that. You see, this is a description of the Mahabhagavata, the great personality who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Personality of God. So who is a Mahabhagavata? Who sees everything in relation to Bhagavan. So what are his more understandable symptoms? So to know Mahabhagavata stage of Bhakta, we should know some prior stages. Then we understand how he is elevated. Is it not? So there is a description coming here. It's an interesting description. I'm just showing that here. You see, there are 3 levels of people, 3 levels of growth of devotional service. How do we know someone is advanced in devotional service? There are many ways to measure this, decide on this, or categorize on this. One category, one criteria, how much he has realized the presence of the Supreme Person in this world. Like some people, they understand God means He is there in temple. Temple is the only place where God is there. That's how people think. That is one level of realization of God. Where is God? God is in temple. In fact, one of the very great realizations of Supreme Person, that God is in the temple as deity. It's a very great stage actually. The next one is, okay, he is there in temple. At the same time, he is there in the hearts of his beloved devotees. And all those who are not his devotees are also his children. Some are innocent, some have become, unruly, revolting people. So he has this understanding. That's called Madhyama Adhikari. So Kanishta Adhikari, see the description here. Realization of Lord's presence at the place of worship only. Kanishta, lower. Adhikari means that qualification. Madhyama, he sees the Lord in outside temple also. He sees at temple, but additionally he sees outside. Whereas, so first of all, he sees in the hearts of devotees. He knows that devotees are very dear to Lord. And that's why such a person makes friendship with devotees. He goes in the mood of service to devotees. And the third one, he sees that there are some jivas in this world who have not become devotees. Majority. Some are innocent. They just did not come in contact. They did not had an opportunity. Such people are called innocent. When Madhyama Adhikari, he sees such innocent jivas who have not come in touch with the Supreme Person, he develops compassion. He tries to bring them in touch. And the fourth category is he sees some people are out and out envious, Bhagavad Dveshi. Such people he keeps distance from. Because if I go to describe or tell about the Supreme Person, they become more envious. And they become more offensive, which is bad for them. So he keeps distance. Right now, I can't help you develop affection or favorability towards Supreme Lord. I pray for you. He doesn't hate them, but he prays. This is what type of devotee? What is he called? Madhyama. And the Uttamadhikari, which is described, who is described in this shloka, he is someone who sees everyone as the Amsha of the Bhagavan. Even those who are hating, who don't care, who speak against Bhagavan, who have fallen into the lower forms, lower bodies, he sees them also as children of. What does this mean? He behaves with them, everyone same? No. That doesn't mean that he behaves same. But he has strong realization that everyone is an Amsha, is a part and parcel of Bhagavan. How he behaves will come in description. Okay, so this is the summary in one sense of the coming 2-3 paragraphs. We will see the exact description now from here. Monisha Mataji, you had raised hand. Can you read from here? The Supreme Lord's presence.
Yes, Prabhu. The Supreme Lord's presence is realized in 3 stages. The Kanishta Adhikari is the lowest stage of the realization. He goes to a place of worship, such as a temple, church, or a mosque, according to his religious faith, and worship that according to scriptural injunctions.
Okay, just a minute. Just a minute, Mataji. As Mataji reads, please notice the different symptoms or characteristics of Kanishta Adhikari Madhya, and later you will have to tell me. Okay. So, yes, devotees in this stage.
Devotees in this stage consider the Lord to be present at the place of worship and nowhere else. They cannot ascertain who is in what position in devotional service, nor can they tell who has realized the Supreme Lord. Such devotees follow the routine formulas and sometimes quarrel among themselves, considering one type of devotional better than other. These Kanishta Adhikaris are actually materialistic devotees who are simply trying to transcend the material boundary to reach the spiritual plane.
Thank you. Okay. So there are some more features Prabhupada has given. Yes. Somebody would like to say, remember them. Tell us, what else are the characteristics of Kanishta?
First things, or research only on that.
Okay. First thing is he understands that Lord is in temple as deity. Okay. Anything more?
Follows service formula.
Service as
Formula.
what?
Just routine.
Routine rituals. Huh?
And third, he does follow amongst other people to think that his or hers is better.
So he thinks his method, his style of worship is superior. He is the great dude. And everyone else, their worship, their understanding is inferior. Sometimes even to the extent of he quarrels, comparison is there, quarrel is there. So his vision towards devotees is not spiritual. That's the essential defining quality of Kanishta. He sees Lord in the temple, and he is very pakka in following the worship standards, offering everything, service and all. But when it comes to devotees, he doesn't have that respect. He doesn't see their importance, how dear are they to Lord and all. Okay, so that's why sometimes the word is used materialistic devotee. Prabhupada says Prakrita Bhakta. This is a shloka in Bhagavatam which Prabhupada has paraphrased here. Like how these all three are actually described by Navayogendras to King Nimi in 11th canto of Bhagavatam. Maybe next time I will show the exact shlokas. 11th canto, 5th chapter it comes. So the next category is Madhyamadhikari. Okay. Mataji, continue. Those who have attained.
Those who have attained the second stage of realization are called Madhyamadhikaris.
Yeah.
These devotees observe the distinctions between four categories of being. First one, the Supreme Lord. Second, the devotees of the Lord. Third, the innocent who have no knowledge of the Lord. And fourth, the atheist who have no faith in the Lord and hate those in devotional service. The Madhyam Adhikaris behave differently towards these four classes of person. He adores the Lord, considering him the object of love. He makes friends with those who are in devotional service. He tries to awaken the dormant love of God in the hearts of the innocent, and he avoids the atheist who derive the very name of the Lord.
So clearly he sees four types of entities. One is Supreme Person, God. With them, how he behaves with Supreme Person? Prema. See that word, the names are used now. He adores the Lord, considering him the object of love. This is also a shloka in Bhagavatam. Prema, Maitri, Kripa, Upeksha. So he first of all he says Ishvare. Ishvare means Lord, the Supreme Person. With the Ishvara he has Prema. The next one is the devotee, Bhakta. Ishvare tat adhineshu. The Bhakta. With the Bhaktas he has friendship, Maitri. And then there are Balisha, means innocent people. With them how he behaves? Awakens dormant love. In a simple word, he acts compassionately. And then there are some people who are clearly envious of God. With them, how he behaves? Avoid them. Keep distance, respectful distance. Upeksha. He doesn't attend to them. He knows that I can't transform that person. I can't help that person. I pray for him. So this is clearly the four ways in which Madhyamadhikari acts with four types of entities. This is a question for you. It's important. That's why I'm just wanting to hear from all of you. The next one is Uttamadhikari. Above the Madhyamadhikari is the Uttamadhikari who sees everything in relation to the Supreme Lord. This is a description we saw in the beginning also. And he is the one who is described in this shloka. Now, such a person, how does he see in the world different types of jivas? He sees, first of all, he does not discriminate between atheist and theist, astika, nastika, or bhakta, bhakta. He sees them, they are all part and parcel of. Now, Madhyamadhikari also knows this. He has an understanding, but in terms of realization, Uttamadhikari is far advanced. Because later you will see, See, he says, he knows that there is no essential difference between a vastly learned Brahmana, a true Brahmana is a devotee, and a dog in the street. A dog in the street means he doesn't even know that he is an Atma, is it not? So he sees no difference between them. You know, in Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Kavitastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshi. So he sees as Atma, as an Amsha of Bhagavan. Now, how does he behave with them? See here. When he sees, there is some more description of his vision. Because both of them are Amshas, part and parcel, although they are engaged in different bodies on account of different qualities of their activities in previous lives. Because of their actions, they have gotten into different bodies, but essentially they are Amshas. They are the Lord's part and parcel. So when he sees the Brahmana Amsha, Brahmana particle of Supreme Lord, is an Amsha, Bhagavan, Jiva, Bhagavan's Amsha, Jiva is Bhagavan's Amsha. So Brahmana Amsha, oh, this Jiva is using his independence properly. He has not misused, due to which he has gotten a good body which is favorable for his spiritual. And then we see dog, the dog Amsha. Actually, it's not dog Amsha, it is a spiritual Amsha. But he is in a dog body. When he sees, oh, he's misused his independence. This vision is so deeply within him that when he later goes to react with them or behave with them, he behaves so as to correct that person's thinking and direction of it. It will come later. See, therefore he is being punished, not considering respective actions. Uttamadhikari tries to do good to both. He is not misled by material bodies, but he is seeing the spiritual vision. He has this spiritual vision. The shloka describes such a person. Just see the translation. A person who sees everything in relation to Supreme Lord and sees all entities as his part and parcel. This is about whom? Uttamadhikari, correct? He sees Supreme Lord within everything. This, as Paramatma Lord is also there next to Atma. So this is the description. So he is Uttamadhikari being described. Now, Prabhupada says the next paragraph, I'm just taking it to the next one. Some people, they say that see everyone equally, treat everyone equally. And they use these words for their selfish benefit. Why are you making distinction of caste, some status of life, gender? Why are you making those differences? Everyone is ultimately human. Let us give them equal opportunity, equal things. They say like this, but actually they are seeing in the level of body. And they are, first of all, they are seeing at the level of body. Secondly, they are speaking like this, but they don't know how to apply it. The real equality is at the level of soul. But at the level of body, there is a difference. Are we able to see that? Just because two jivas are ultimately amshas of Lord. If one jiva is in the body of a tiger, another jiva is in the body of a cow, do we behave same? Obviously no. So one who has this vision of Atma, that both are Jivatmas, he knows that they are in that body because of their past karma, and he behaves accordingly. Otherwise, people may say these very nice theoretical statements. Sometimes you hear from politicians on this. The Prabhupada, he says this. People may talk about universal equality, all this, but if they don't accept God as Father, they say universal brotherhood. We are all brothers. At the Prabhupada's time, there was this famous statement, India, Chin, Bharat or Chin, Bhai, Bhai. They used to say this. And of course, they had waged war after that. So, the point is, people may talk about brotherhood. See, Prabhupada says that. The conception of universal brotherhood must be learned from Uttamadhikari, not from a foolish person who does not properly understand Atma or Paramatma, who dwell in the bodies. Sometimes people may flaunt. You understand this word? Flaunt means they may fake, they may show outside, hey, everything is one, everyone should be treated equally, but they are behaving on the bodily platform. Such vision, such statements, they carry no value. They often do it because some vote politics, some selfish agenda to fulfill that. Is it not? So the real benefit, real application of this is in the spiritual platform, and that Uttamadhikari can. So the shloka is talking about Uttamadhikari. Prabhupada told who is Uttamadhikari. Of course, before that, Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama. And then he told, don't fake to be a Uttama. Don't pretend to be a Uttamadhikari when you don't even have an understanding about Atma, Paramatma. So if you really want to have such oneness, vision of oneness, then there is a method to follow. That is coming from the next paragraph. That method is called spiritual vision anupashyati. We will see that in the next class only. I think it will be too rushing to see that part. And as of course, when we see tomorrow, next class, that part, mantra 7 also we will be able to cover in the next session. That way we will read both mantra 6 and mantra. Just a minute, 2 minutes. We are ending actually online class. So after this is done, mantra 6 and 7 in the next class. Mantra 8 will be qualities of Isha that will be described in the later part. So next class we will continue from here. Thank you very much. Srima Ishopanishad. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? You can ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, actually, I am in TOVP. I came for camp, Prabhuji.
Sorry, Prabhu?
I am in TOVP, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Mayapur. I
Oh,
came
wonderful.
to camp, Prabhuji. Recently, you want to take darshan, Prabhuji?
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes. Someday I will spin his view.
Actually, it was raining, Prabhuji. In TOP, there was no network. Maybe I need to share the screen.
Okay. In the meantime, others, do any of you have any questions or comments? Hare Krishna. Prabhu is also showing us darshan of Sri Mayapur Dham.
Can't share the screen.
Any others have any comments or questions? I hope all of you are learning the shlokas. Maybe in a day or two, we will publish the dates of shloka test. There will be 2-3 dates. And those dates, we will have certain limited number of devotees only in each slot. So you will be told to choose the date. So please do it as a first choice basis. We will not have everyone on the same date because that's too difficult, time taking actually. So we'll have multiple dates. So you have to know if those who are online, they want to attend, basically you have to close your eyes, keep video on and tell the shloka and the meaning. Those who are coming here, they will also be examined in the same way. Okay, is that clear? Hare Krishna. So the dates will soon be told to you. Because as we progress, like last time I had Leela Madhuri Prabhu, do you remember that we discussed about the first question of open book?
Yes. I think 20th
So
decided,
we have given a date, right?
20th, I think.
So
20th.
have devotees started listing some thoughts about it, framing the answers? Any thought about it? Started doing? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, last class you had showed that open book assessment, that page 600 words it should contain. That page I couldn't find in the handbook. I don't know which number it is. Page number.
Check. It's there, na? Okay, he's able to see that in the handbook. Questions. Not the
Which
question.
page number I searched, Prabhuji, I couldn't find.
Really? Right.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Guidelines on how to write an open book question. I'm just looking at just a minute. There is a sample given. Sure.
Yes, sir.
There are sample open book answers.
Sample open book answers are there, Prabhuji, but that page you showed, that one I couldn't find.
Really? Okay, 1 minute. Is it in a different edition? I will send the exact these things.
Hare
There
Krishna,
are
Prabhuji.
sample answers. Oh, Jai. Mayapur Chandroday Mandir ki Jai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Actually, Prabhuji,
Ah,
I might be because of the rain, Prabhuji. I was going to inside the room, inside the TOP. Because
okay.
of the connection, I might have lost the half an hour class, Prabhuji. Can
Oh,
we
that's okay.
excuse for me attendance in the
Okay, no problem. We
Okay.
will say share
Okay.
the recording. If you have not understood anything, you can refer that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. I'm just seeing again the darshan. Oh, he
Hare
closed it.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
I'm showing that handbook now for the devotees to refer. I will share that exact part of uh, handbook. So this is an old edition in which there was many more things. I think they have truncated, I believe. Course material assessment. Okay, this is all there. Okay, there was after this there was a page. After the page number 8, there was. I think page number 8 is there in your book, no?
Yes.
This chart is there. After this, there was supposed to be a writing guidelines. It's there? No, no. I think, okay, after that, sample open book answers come. Okay, this page is missing. I will send this page. It's in the old edition, it was there, and the new one, it may not be there. I'll send this. Thank you, Mataji, for pointing that out. Okay.
One more, I have doubt, Prabhuji, that writing open book
Ha.
assessment. Society in general, we can write any issues, no?
Yeah, the issues should be such that you have to explain the solution for those issues with the help of Ishavasya Tattva.
Uh, okay, Prabhuji, no, I mean to say that practical ways and benefits therein of applying the Ishavasya principle.
Correct.
Benefits of applying, okay. Practical ways, I do not understand. Practical
Actually,
ways,
yeah. So you can. So that's why what I suggested to answer that, you take up a issue, some problem in the society. Whatever war or many things are there. Some say job, unemployment, food problem, some cruelty, crimes, many things like that you can take, and then you list down why they are happening, and then for that you provide answer solution as Ishavasya principle, how they should
that we
accept
should not
this.
encourage.
Yeah, but you should explain in their terms, like war, in the war scenario which is happening currently, they are not understanding how ultimately everything is the property of God. And they should be satisfied with the resources that country has. And they should develop, they should not encroach on others' property, others' resources, but they should behave in a mood of cooperation and respect, mutual respect. And in that sense, one can barter, one can have trade, one can have healthy relationships and coexist peacefully. Right? So you can offer some solution for such kind of problems, like unemployment, how people are heading towards capitalism and cutthroat competition, this is the only way. Like, that's the usual trend, no? You see, unemployment is a major problem in society. So for that, how Ishavasya offers, Ishavasya says that everyone is given some quota. Everyone have some abilities, talents, they have to harness that. They have to know and they have to explore that. Not that everyone you measure against the same scale of performance, Not that everyone has to be an engineer or a doctor only, or so that. And the jobs are limited for that matter, is it not? So there are how Krishna describes the professions according to the varnas. We can describe that part. So like this, you should offer solution from spiritual platform and then tell benefits after that. Okay.
Prabhuji, one more. About ISKCON, that the principal
ISKCON,
benefits
when
applying.
that ISKCON is told, you have to tell how these principles are important limbs of practice of bhakti in devotional communities. Like I told about education. Prabhupada talks about Vedic education, no? A lot about Vedas, study Vedas, that's the human quota, is it not? About prasad, he tells. So you talk about them. You talk about how one should have the culture of Vedic education, which level of people of community should have children, or elderly people, how there should be regular reading of shastras and things like that. So that's how Ishavasya can be learned. So devotees, they have accepted some level of Ishavasya Tattva, but more how to understand it. Like when we see resources, how we should share, how we should offer it for pleasure of Krishna. There should not be competition in doing services. That is actually an expression of not following Ishavasya Tattva. This is mine, that is yours. No. Why you came here? Why you did this? This kind of envy competition is all coming from not understanding Ishavasya. Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. I will conclude the session for today here. And we will meet next Saturday, same time. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please send the reminder, Leela Madhuri Prabhu, for the open book assessment answers, and let people start writing down. And you can have a common place to send for them to send. You can store them, and then later you can forward it to me after collecting all.
Yeah.
Sure, Prabhu. Can you please share this document, because earlier we shared in the group, but I'm seeing I'm not able to open it now. If
Which
you can once
document?
again, this one, this Maya
Handbook.
handbook, yeah, handbook,
Okay.
soft copy.
That page is missing also, no? In the okay, ठीक है, I'll send.
Yeah.
In an hour or so, I will send. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.